Alright guys, Apple just released the new 2020 budget 10.2-inch iPad, and as you saw in the title, I'm telling you guys to definitely buy this iPad. Let me explain. Last year, I told you guys not to buy the new 2019 10.2-inch iPad, and instead just buy the previous 9.7-inch model, since they were very similar and they had the same exact A10 Fusion processor. But 6 months later, the 10.2-inch iPad got some really great updates, so I made another video giving you guys 3 reasons why that iPad was now a great deal in 2020. The first reason was that it went on sale for the same $250 as the previous one was. Second, it got updated with cursor support for the first time ever. And third, it was the first budget iPad to come with a smart connector, which meant compatible keyboards like Apple's Smart Keyboard and Logitech's Combo Touch can get powered directly by that smart connector. This means no batteries, no charging, and instant connection, meaning that this 10.2-inch iPad could now replace a laptop, and I recommended everyone to go and buy it. But there was still that one disappointment about the updated 10.2-inch iPad, and that was the performance. Apple decided to use the same A10 processor that was in the old budget iPad, and this processor is noticeably weaker than the rest of the iPads in Apple's lineup. It actually struggles a lot with more demanding games like Fortnite, Asphalt 9, PUBG, and Call of Duty Mobile. When we put it up against the iPad mini and the iPad Air 3 with the A12 Bionic chip and the iPad Pro with the A12Z chip, the performance of the 10.2-inch iPad was embarrassing. The 10.2-inch iPad was basically twice as slow as the A12 chip iPads and Geekbench 5's multi-core test. This means that the budget iPad is worse for simple daily tasks like opening apps and browsing the web, but it's even more noticeable if you want to do things like photo and video editing. To be honest though, for the things that people buy a budget iPad for, the CPU performance is decent enough, at least at the time you're buying it. But where things really take a turn is the graphics. In Geekbench 5's Metal Graphics test, it scored 2,700 points compared to over 4,500 for the iPad Air and the iPad mini. And if you've been watching our videos, more and more apps are making use of Metal for acceleration. It also performed noticeably worse in gaming with Antutu's GPU test, resulting in 77,000 points for the budget iPad compared to 180,000. That's a massive difference. When playing PUBG, there were times where it would drop frames and be stuttery, especially in higher texture environments. But when we switched to the iPad mini with the A12 chip, all of the drop frames went away, and was able to run PUBG perfectly. Now, when I switched over to Fortnite, even in the lobby, the texture and graphics quality was noticeably worse than the rest of the iPads, and that quickly translated over into the game. I noticed quite a bit of aliasing, and even though the settings were set to 60 FPS, in game we actually got 40 to 50 FPS most of the time, with occasional stuttering and drops down to 20 FPS. In comparison, not only did the iPad mini's graphics look much nicer, but it stayed maxed out at 60 FPS the entire time, which definitely helps you play a lot better. Now because of that, I ended up recommending people to get the iPad mini instead, even if it means having a smaller display. But now, the brand new 8th gen 10.2-inch iPad is getting updated with the same A12 Bionic chip that performs much better with its 6-core CPU and quad-core GPU, resulting in a huge performance boost. Not only that, but it will also be the first budget iPad with a neural engine, which dramatically speeds up things such as machine learning, camera quality and speed, photo editing, and much more, all while using less power. Along with that, you also get much faster data transfer speeds if you buy an LTE model. This updated 8th gen iPad is going to be priced at the same $329 and $299 for students, so it's a great deal, being cheaper than the iPad mini while providing a bigger display and keyboard support, and much cheaper than the new iPad Air 4 that now starts at $600. So Apple kept all of the great things about the 10.2-inch iPad, like the low price, the big screen with the keyboard and cursor support, while fixing the one main complaint we had about it, which will not only make it run faster and much smoother today, but also years down the line. If you're thinking about buying one, we would highly recommend it, and I'll leave links to the new budget iPad down in the video description, including our recommended keyboard case. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and tap the like button and click the circle above to subscribe because we're getting that iPad in very soon. And definitely check out our Apple product merch, like our hoodie and our mask down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.